Well, welcome everybody. My name is Shannon Dinwiddie, and I am the Director of Membership for the American Rental Association. And today we have with us Meghann Lovlien. And at this time, I would just like to ask Meghann to tell us a little bit about herself, how she got into rental, and about her favorite ARA show experience.
Hi, Meghann Lovlien. I'm from A Tool Shed Equipment Rentals. So how I got into the rental industry, long story, but I'll make it short. Prior to being in rental, I actually got my degree in exercise physiology. So I went to San Diego State, played water polo, really fell in love with what the human body can do and what you can really do in environmental physiology. So I got my degree in that, specialized in environmental physiology, went down that route. During COVID, I had my first kid, had some time to think. My brother lived right next door to me, and we had a lot of, we call them porch talks about what our future would look like running a business together and taking over the family business. During that time, I kind of made the transition of doing my career in fitness and transitioned over to the family business. And that is how I started off doing accounts payable. And now I still do accounts payable. And now I do the human resource side of a tool shed. And then favorite experiences, family business, we've been around for 80 years. There's two. First is out in Orlando. We were little kids, and my grandpa took all of us grandkids and my uncle, and everybody was there, and we were on the show floor, and it was like the best experience ever walking into that show floor as a little kid. Not just because like the fun swag, but he also was like, you guys need to go find a piece of equipment and learn about it. I honestly don't remember which piece was, but the second was back on that show floor with my dad, my brother, my first year being back into the family business full time. And it was just like back into that family business again. So bringing those two back together, like as a kid doing it, and then back into the business again with running the business with my brother and my dad. Probably my two favorite experiences at the show.
That's awesome. And I bet that having the family involved in the business makes for interesting Thanksgiving dinners for sure as well, right?
Luckily, Thanksgiving we go our separate ways.
Well, we're going to get started and do a little bit of review of the show schedule. We're going to start off just kind of going through the day by day of the show and what that looks like. So, Saturday kicks off with Events U training, which is very specific to the event rental industry. It's a full day of education and networking experience built specifically for event rental professionals with the help of event professionals. So our members have had some say in like what they like to see and things like that. So it's a perfect way to kick off the ARA show. This program is designed to deliver, real actionable strategies that you can take back to your business with all scopes being covered from, sales and operations, labor, trends, marketing, all tailored to the unique needs of the event segment. So whether you want fresh ideas, practical solutions, or just want to build meaningful industry relationships, Eventu gives you those concentrated education and inspiration for that segment. Plus, it's always a fun time to hang out with party people, right? That evening, there is the White Party, which is the reception, which is the grand finale of Events U. It's not just a reception, it's a live lookbook of the event rental industry in action. So there'll be sleek white lounges, statement lighting, tabletop designs, and immersive entertainment that is all brought to light by event rental professionals. So everyone's going to be dressed in white. It's going to be a really cool, unique event. There'll be a hosted bar, elevated heavy hors d'oeuvres, and live entertainment. So after a full day of event education, this will be a really good chance to connect and celebrate. And just as a reminder, all white attire is required for that event. And this is a separate ticket too. So, it's if you're planning to go, make sure that you have the right ticket package for that. Um, On Sunday, we kick off our general education sessions, and this year we have something new. We're bringing the town hall breakfast to kind of start that day off. And these start at 7:15 in the morning, and they do have a ticket requirement also, which have sold out. So we're really excited about that. Megan, these town halls, they've become really popular the past couple of years at the show and like at our state and local networking events. What do you find make these so interesting and beneficial to our members?
Yeah. When they first came out with the town halls during the educations, I think they were very well attended. It was very engaging. It's you're listening to your peers talk back and forth with each other. And that it's not just a speaker, it's you're listening to those who are in your industry who have the issues, and you can learn so much from them. I love that they're doing the town hall breakfast this year. When it was, during the show, it was really hard to get to some of those that I really wanted to. And the town hall breakfast is going to be amazing. If you didn't have a ticket, hopefully you do. But again, I love that you can listen to your peers and then you can take some of those things back to your business.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ideas and best practices shared there for sure. So, um, the education tracks themselves are laid out really nicely. There's four different tracks you can choose from. We have innovative strategies, operational excellence, workforce engagement, and impactful leadership. And when you're going along throughout the day of education, you don't have to stick within a particular track. You can jump from one to the other if you like. And what's really cool is that after the show, about 6 to 8 weeks after, you're going to get all of those education tracks in a podcast form that you can listen to. So that's an interesting thing. Megan, how do you and your team navigate these education sessions and make the most of them?
Yeah. I'm lucky, so I go with my team of five. Usually we can pick and choose, so one person will follow one track. If I don't have that team of five, I YouTube the speakers. I love YouTubing speakers and seeing who's I'm gonna be engaged with. Like you said, the recordings are going to be out, the tracks are going to be out. I can always go back and look. When I'm there, I want to get the most out of my time there. I'm going to YouTube the speaker I'm going to be engaged with. That's the track the session I'm going to go with. And then I can follow up with everybody else at a later time.
That's a great idea. I hadn't thought about that. And I mean, you definitely want to have somebody that's going to appeal to you, right? So
Yeah.
that's excellent advice. Um, while you're participating in the education sessions, there's a really good opportunity to have lunch right there. Brunch is going to be hosted by the Women in Rental from 11:30 to 1. Again, this is a separate ticketed event, but there'll be a delicious brunch complete with Bloody Marys and mimosas. And this is going to be, again, at the convention center. There's going to be an amazing speaker, Hannah Pryor, who will share, actionable strategies for both the equipment and event rental operators on how to navigate change and adapt to real time with more confidence, calm, and clarity. So that's going to be a really good opportunity to stay right there on site, not have to be rushed, grab some lunch, and have a little bit of opportunity for some more learning as well. After education, for those of you that are between the ages of 18 and 40, there's a great opportunity for networking at the Cocktails and Contacts from 2:30 to 4. This is a ticketed event, and we do still have tickets available. This event is for young professionals looking to advance their careers in the rental industry. And you're going to discover, valuable insights and inspiration during this engaging and interactive session. So you're going to hear directly from a panel of peers as they share their experiences, best practice, and for succeeding as a young leader in the rental industry. So attendees are going to be encouraged to ask questions, join in discussions, and build. And you're going to have an opportunity to build connections, all in a relaxed setting, featuring a hosted bar and casual networking opportunities as well.
Yeah, and I'll be there, so feel free to say hi to me.
Yeah, you're one of the lucky ones still to fit in that young age group. I don't get a chance to go to that event. Then, of course, that night, we're super excited to be able to combine two of our premier events. We're going to have the ARA Industry Awards Dinner and the ARA Foundation 50th Anniversary Celebration from 5:30 to 9. And I love all the work that the foundation does for our members and the communities as well. And the fact that they have been doing this for 50 years is absolutely amazing. Um, and what better way to celebrate those individuals within the industry who are a standout and will be inducted into the Hall of Fame than during this dinner? Don't you agree?
I agree. The award presentation is inspired by the energy of classic award show with an equipment event rental twist. It's so fun to watch. There's going to be the live auction for the Area Foundation, where there's going to be great vacation packages, service variety of equipment to bid on. You might have to compete with my dad or me for some of those. Just saying. But it's just a great time for everybody, and it's such a fun event.
Yes, it's there's going to be good food, a hosted bar, live entertainment. Attire's business casual, smart and comfortable with a polished touch. And if you want to check out the live auction and what's going on right now, it is active and live on the website. Ashley's going to throw a link to that in the chat there, and it's available until 8:30 on Sunday, March 1st. So take a look at that, see what's available. And there will be shuttle service back and forth from the hotel as well for those. So no worries about how you're going to get back and forth. On Monday, we're going to go ahead and start the day with keynote speaker Johnny Earl, who goes by the nickname Johnny Cupcakes. Johnny has grown from a joke to a multi-million dollar, highly exclusive TV t-shirt brand, driven by a community of worldwide collectors. He'll share a story of how he took his t-shirt brand from the trunk of his rusty car at the age of 19 to disrupting an industry, breaking all the rules and being sought after by the largest brands in the world. Johnny Cupcakes is known for helping others create blueprints for their building brand loyalty, creating memorable experiences, and inspiring innovation. When Johnny finishes his keynote speaker session, then the trade show will immediately open. And we're really excited to have over 700 exhibitors this year on the trade show floor, with more than 150 that are brand new to the ARA show. Um,
And then, did I hear something about a surfboard simulator contest going on at the ARA Resource Center booth this year, where you can win a Johnny Cupcakes T-shirt?
You did, Megan. And actually, guests are going to compete for the highest score on that surfboard. And the person who ends up with that high score is going to compete against our CEO, Tony Conant, on Wednesday at 10 a.m. to earn four free show tickets to the ARA show in New Orleans for 2027.
Okay.
That's going to be fun. Megan, when planning for the show, what do you prioritize and like how do you determine how you're going to navigate the show floor?
So when we're planning for the show, we determine what pieces of equipment we're looking for at the show. We're going to prioritize our list from 1 to 10, and that'll determine how we're going to navigate the show floor first. We will determine the vendors that we needed to speak with the first day. After we've done speaking with our vendors and who we need to connect with, our top priorities first, we'll then move to either side of the show floor. And depending on the show floor layout, they change it up every year. We'll either go horizontal or vertical, but we'll hit every single aisle, every vendor the best we can. The second day and then the third day, wherever we stopped on the second day, we can pick up from there and then we continue. Or if we have any last minute things we needed to finish up with vendors on the third day, we kind of hit those on that last day.
Okay.
And then if we have a hard time finding vendors, we definitely use that show app.
Oh, yeah, the app is super handy. I think at this time I'll actually have Ashley just tell us a little bit about that show app.
Hi, everyone. There is a screenshot of the app in the chat right above Brian's comment about how he will be beating Tony on the surfboard this year. The app is currently live and available to download. You can go on your Apple phone, your iPhone in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and you just search the ARA show, and it'll pop up right there. That's the home screen of it. So you can see there's a lot of different icons. It's a really great resource to have all the show information right in the palm of your hands throughout the whole show. Real high levels, some of the most popular icons to check out are the schedule. You'll find everything Shannon's going over today, the full schedule with room numbers, all available there. There's an exhibitors tab with every exhibitor with their booth number and the products that they sell. There's also exhibitor routing, which kind of works like Google Maps, where if you are at a certain booth and you want to find the best way, the quickest way to get to the next one on your list, you can use that and it'll just show you a little line on a map on how to get there. There's maps for the entire convention center with showing all the levels where the education sessions are and different events will be held. Also, we'll have the shuttle schedule and live shuttle tracking. Those each have their own icons. You can see the schedule for the whole week and what route your hotel is on. And then the live shuttle, you can click that and see, are they 2 minutes away? Are they 10 minutes away? I also included a link to this page in the chat that our travel page also has parking information if you're someone who will be driving. And then finally, we have an ARA resources tab icon, and it has great information about ARA's programs, the stuff the ARA Foundation offers, our safe tenting program, and our equipment rental guard, and just any other ARA resources that you might be interested in.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashley. And you know what? If using apps are not your thing, then you can bring your ARA show directory with, which will list all the vendors, and it does have a map of the show floor as well. And the rental management team did mail those out on January 29th, but we will have some available at the show as well in case you forget it. In addition to the equipment and supply In addition, sorry, there's going to be equipment and supply vendors on the show floor. So make sure you take a little bit of time, to see those if that's something you're interested in. And just as a reminder, to allow yourself some time to walk the perimeter of the floor as well. I know that the main vendors, they have the large anchor booths in the middle, but a lot of times it's that outer edge that are the newer vendors that you might get introduced to a new company or a new product that's just breaking into the industry. So give yourself some time to explore that section also. Meghann, do you have any advice for how to track your quotes that you get from various vendors and maybe who you want to follow up with?
Yeah, we use Excel. So when like I said earlier, we have our pieces of equipment and our vendors. When we get a quote, we can put like a little X mark on them that we got our quotes from them. We can follow up, and then they can go into what we use Teams into a folder, and our entire team can review the quotes. We can also put in if we want to do terms and financials and start planning out what it would look like for the next 5 years if we needed to. But then we can compare quotes and we can attach everything into that. And if we needed to say if we one vendor versus another vendor or what other equipment pieces look like. And we also carry hard copies as well if we had quotes that were given to us prior to the show.
That's a great way to handle that. And of course, talking about like if they're going to finance, another best practice would definitely be to try to arrange that, I'm sure, in advance. But if not, to have all of your information easily accessible, like on your cell phone or your laptop. For example, like your balance sheet, P&L, and credit history, just to kind of help smooth that and speed that process along, and to take advantage of some of the special financing being offered by some of the vendors. And typically, Meghann, how do you find people are dressed out on the show floor?
Comfortable. They're in shorts, jeans, suits, comfortable. Some people are in company branded gear. Um, but just remember, you are going to be walking 5+ miles a day. So really break in those shoes, make sure you're wearing something, really comfortable. Um, that's just the best. I know my first show back, I was like, oh, I'm going to bring brand new shoes. That was the worst idea I had ever. So breaking those shoes prior to you go. No heels, for the girls out there that want to wear heels all day long, that's okay. And there's also vendors. There's going to be the ARA resource booth. They have like a nice cushy pad. Use it. You are on concrete. Just remember that does take a toll on your feet and your back. So comfy.
Yeah, that's great advice. I know I've had people tell me like at the end of the day they've exceeded, 40,000 plus steps
Yeah.
easily. So, um, and just remember if you do need a place to relax, you can always stop by the ARA resource booth, which is number 3426. We're going to have coffee and donuts in the morning, fruit punch and mini bunk cakes in the afternoon. You can visit with our education, advisory, and membership team, and we're more than happy to answer any questions you may have, talk about our benefits and resources. And even if it's just that you need to know where the bathroom is, we'll give you directions to there as well. Um, there's also going to be some exciting things happening at the ARA Foundation booth. There's going to be an ongoing contest for the person that scores the most points with the Shoot for Impact Pop-A-Shot basketball contest. And again, the winner for this is going to compete against Tony on March 4th, which is Wednesday at 10:15 to win 4 free registrations to the ARA show in New Orleans. Geez, all this competing Tony's going to be doing. He better be bringing his A game to the ARA show for sure. And again, anyone who participates in that event is going to get a Johnny Cupcakes t-shirt as well.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I'm gonna head over to the safe tenning booth and for a shot to grab cash in the money machine.
Meghann, that's not real cash though. But what you can win is a chance to win a ground testing tool, which is a good tool designed to aid tent installers before installation. It'll provide an estimate of the approximate holding power of a standard 40-inch long by 1-inch diameter tent stake into different types of soil. And the event staff would love for people to stop by, demonstrate this tool for you, tell you a little bit about it, and share their new website with you, and talk safety with anybody that is willing to listen. So, and of course, anybody that enters the money grab machine is also leaving with the Johnny Cupcakes t-shirt from there as well. Monday, as the show floor wraps up, we will then have the regional receptions from 5 to 6:30. This is a great place where members can grab a bite to eat and some drinks to unwind, and each of ARA's 10 regions will host its own separate reception. Meghann, your area of California's president, so clearly you understand the value of these types of networking events. Why would you tell someone new to ARA or the show it's important to attend their state association events?
It's a great way to connect with your local state members or region members, and to get to know the leadership of your state and region. So California's huge. For example, I wouldn't be able to meet people that are all the way down in Southern California. I'm from Northern California. If it wasn't for these state events and association events, and I have great friends that are down there because of these events. So it's a great way to connect and to network with these other members.
I agree. I agree. This is a ticketed event and there is shuttle service provided from this as well. So I highly recommend this to all of the show attendees always when I'm having a conversation with them. So Tuesday, we have another new event to kick off the show day, and it is the Government Affairs Breakfast Advocacy and Action from 7:30 to 9. And whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned pro or an emerging voice for our young professional network, this is an event for your chance to gain key insights into legislative priorities, connect with industry advocates and peers, and show your support for pro rental policy and have fun while doing it. Florida Congressman Soto and ARA VPs of Advocacy Kevin Gurn will be providing updates on critical state and federal issues that affect your rental business, from tax policy and rental theft to workforce development. So it's going to be super informative, and this is a ticketed event, so make sure you have your ticket to attend that breakfast. Um, Tuesday, the trade show will be open again from 9 to 5. And then Tuesday night, it's a member favorite event. And I'm letting everybody know the tickets are super limited at this point. But Megan, what is all the hype about Tuesday night?
Yeah, Tuesday night, Universal Studios. It's a really cool event. There's a certain area of the park that ARA members have access to. There's complimentary food stations set up throughout the park. Everyone gets a couple of drink tickets. There's no waiting lines for the rides in the areas of the park. It's a great time to connect and network and make lasting memories. I know last time we were at Universal, I was pregnant with my second kid, and I still had a blast. I ate a lot of really good food, and I made a lot of connections at that event, and it was just fun. This time I'm really excited to ride the rides. So I will be in line at the rides.
I've had a lot of members give feedback after attending this event that, it really made them feel special and important that they got to attend such an exclusive type event, where a large portion of the park was closed off, and having those food stations everywhere, was just really
Mhm.
unique. So, the show floor on Wednesday will be open again from 8 to 1 to make those final vendor visits. And then I'm just going to have Ashley jump in again real quick and tell us about your chance to win $2,500 on the show floor.
Yes, so this year's big contest is going to be our virtual reality scavenger hunt. This is kind of the ARA show meets Pokemon Go. This year we will be having select booths. There's 9 total. Outside these booths, you will see very large, tall orange signs that have a QR code on them. When you walk up and scan that QR code, you just scan it with your phone's camera, just like you do any other QR code. When you scan that, it pops up this game in your web browser. So there's no extra app or anything needed. There you will get, it has like a scratch card. So you get to scratch it off with your finger and it'll show a piece of equipment. So we have one that's a very large event tent. There's a skid steer, there's a laptop, and then there's some fun Orlando surprises too, like maybe a very large beach ball. When you click view in room, it will use your phone and just scan like that, and you will see that piece of equipment live on the trade show floor. Just something a little bit more fun and high tech for us to all experience this year. Once you've scanned all 9, you will enter in your first, last name, and contact info for a chance to win $2,500. It will remember the scans you've done throughout the show. So if you do 2 on Monday and you finish the rest on Wednesday, that's great. It will remember where you were at, and you can pick right back up on it. So we're really excited about it this year. If you have any questions, there is a link to it in the show app. Again, you don't need the app to play, but the information is there, and you can always stop by the resource center as well. But it should be fun, and you might end up with $2,500 in your pocket.
That'll cover next year's show expense, right?
Yes, of course. So we'll draw that after the show and announce that on social media the following week there.
Perfect. Thank you, Ashley.
Mhm.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything you can do at the show, but we want to make sure you know some of the basic information as well. For example, registration is going to be open every day, Saturday to Wednesday, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are convenient kiosks in the convention center where you can print your badges, or you can visit the registration counter, of course, especially if you do need any corrections made to your badge for any reason. If you are staying at the Hilton Headquarter Hotel, there's also kiosks located in the lobby there.
Yep. And I noticed that there's a listing for safety best practices on the show website that had a lot of great tips, and I recommend viewing those.
Oh, thank you for that reminder. That is a really good sheet that the show team put together. Um, in that same area, there's also that shuttle schedule and parking information that Ashley mentioned if anybody wants to review that ahead of time. And there is a Show Your Badge and Save program where attendees can show their registration badge at various Orlando businesses and save on dining, shows, attractions, tours, and more. So we're going to add those links into the chat as well. Before we go, I do want to ask Meghann, what was the best piece of advice you ever walked away from the ARA show with?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to say hi to someone new and make connections. I know we're all there on business, but I have made some of the best friends at these networking events. A few of you I saw are here today watching. I'm talking on Facebook this morning, bantering back and forth. It's fun, and don't be afraid. This is what this industry is for. We're all in this business. So that's one of the best advice. And I talked to a few people, and that's probably still the best advice. Make connections.
That is great advice. I know members have made long-lasting friendships from across the country, and it's fun as a staff member to watch people when they see someone, run up and give hugs. It's maybe their one time of the year that they see each other. So I want to thank everybody for attending today and thank Meghann so much for being our special guest. And we look forward to seeing everybody in Orlando.